Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I'm putting in the title. We have a special guest coming in. So let me pin that. Now my internet has been a little funky today. So hey Reezy. Oh, I'm glad you joined because I was worried about the internet connection. Yes, welcome, girl. On time. I was a little nervous. I wasn't going to be on time. Hey, pretty 10 Acious 1908. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Hey, Mrs. Sharon. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. So I'm going to introduce myself real quick and the show, and then Cam will come in real soon. I was just messaging her, so I know she's coming in soon. I'm very excited. If you've been following the series, you know we've been talking about other people who have product lines and their experience in having a product line. And I'm very excited for this special guest. Hey, Blessed Lucky Girl. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. She is amazing, and I'm excited to have her. So, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. And so you remember, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I am Becca, your pro waxer and skin therapist since 2010. I help people remove unwanted hair, acne, discoloration, ingrowth through facials, chemical peels, waxing, and products. I have my own product line, which has been sold in the U.S., the U.K., Canada, and the UAE. I also help estheticians start their own product line, and non-estheticians start their own product line. That's the series we've been in. I help them start their salon suite, attract clients, and improve their waxing technique through my classes, courses, and the 3B Waxing Show. So, for those of you who are new, or joining again, thank you for joining. If you're catching the replay, thank you. If you have questions, please drop them below for me or her. And like I was saying, we are in the product series. I've been preaching and talking about how it's important to have a product line, especially as estheticians, but non-estheticians. She's actually a massage therapist. And I really want to have these special guests on here so they can talk to you about, hey Sarah, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show, welcome back. I really want to have these people on here because, so we had, last week we had Michelle, and the week before we had Bridget come on. And I want you guys to just hear, not just from me, but other people about their journey on starting their product line, as well as they plug their products and talk about their products as well. So that's always good. So I'm waiting for her to see her come through. I haven't seen her come through yet. But while we're waiting, if you have any questions or anything to say, I'm so glad I made it on time. I was running around in the process. I don't know if you guys are have done a water challenge or something. I'm part of a challenge that's not just water, but I have to drink 64 ounces of water a day. So that's been my task lately. So that's what's going on over here. I'm just waiting for her to show up. I know she was coming on because we were just messaging. And I don't want to end it and then come back on. So if you have anything you want to talk about or ask while we're waiting, let's see. I'll also put the questions up for when she does come in. There we go. I also can't even see who's on. Oh, your phone died. I literally was afraid of that happening today because I have so much going on with the phone today. Your skin always looks amazing. Looking good. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, Shades. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Let me know if I'm not saying that right. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I've been really trying to drink more water. I always preach to my clients like drink more water, and I wasn't doing well at it. So I bought this. It's through Hydromate, and I like it because I like this whole thing because I love lists, so I feel like this is like a list, and so it's been helping me drink a lot more water, to be honest. There she is. Okay, I'm gonna bring her in. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go.
Hello. Are we good to go? Okay. Are we set? Wait, I can't hear. Hold on, I can't. Okay, I can't hear. Wait, what can I put it on? It's fine. I can't hear. Okay, there we go. Still cam.
We got it. Sorry.
Hello,
Okay, can you guys hear?
hello. How
Hey,
are
Cam.
you? I'm good.
I'm
It's so
good. How
good
are
to see
you?
you.
Yeah, I'm like so excited to see you. Thank you so much
Thank you
for
for
joining the
having
show. Thank you
me.
so much for doing this.
Thank
I
you for
am
having me.
so excited. So
All right.
let me move this up. Can everybody hear? Um, for those of you who are on, can you guys hear us? Okay, hear both of us. I
Yeah,
had my
mine
Bluetooth
too.
speaker on, and so that's why you can hear.
That's why I was like, something's going on. So I
Oh,
had to turn off my Bluetooth. That was me too.
that's funny. So I think we're good. So I can anyone let me know if you can hear both of us so we can get started?
Yay! Loving your jug. I have one like that
Oh,
too, but it doesn't have
oh,
words on it. I think it's on top of my fridge. It's just like that. Yes. But it's a little bigger. I
oh,
think it's like 2 liters. So I know like when I do one, I'm like halfway there, and then when I do another one, I'm like at the gallon. So oh.
mm-hmm. I do need to. I've been better at drinking water. I was just talking about how it's so
Mm.
much better to drink water out of straw for me and do it that way. But all right, so uh, y'all fine. You're funny. Okay,
Yeah.
want to introduce yourself, and then we'll get started
Okay.
asking
So
questions and all
hello
that good stuff. So,
everyone. I'm Cam. I am the owner of Healing Hands by Kamara Traveling Massage Therapy. I've been a massage therapist for the last 4.5 years, and I have my signature body cream named Meditate, which is what we're here to talk about today. And yeah, thank
yeah,
you.
it is amazing. Massage therapist. One of my massage therapists, she really truly does have. I know we're not talking about the product, or we're not talking about her massage therapy services today, but I do want to say that she does actually have healing hands. Um,
Yeah.
so let's just get into the questions. You have the product Meditate, which is your body cream. So if you want to talk a little bit about that, and yeah, and then how did you come up with it? How you come up with the name
Absolutely.
Meditate?
I'm just gonna prop it here. So this is my signature body cream Meditate. This is the small. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, that's my small, and this is my large. My label's at the top. And meditate came about at the beginning of my massage therapy journey. When you start off in the massage world, you kind of have like two options, which is like a oil or a cream. And normally the cream is chemical based, or it leaves like a weird residue, I find. So it was kind of frustrating because I felt like I either had to just use plain oil, and not everyone's skin doesn't absorb oil the same. So it's a different experience, and I like consistency. And the cream, I just didn't care for it. It didn't sit well with me rubbing my clients, so I could only imagine how it felt for them receiving it. And most of the massage companies that I worked for, they bought great product, but it was just my personal preference and not feeling like I was being as consistent as I could be. So, and I'm big on holistic health as a lifestyle. So the organics of products is very important to me, and having that relate to my clients, because if we're working to heal ourselves, which is what massage therapy does, we don't want to counteract that with a product that can cause more harm or not be as beneficial to our session, as we would like. So Meditate came about because I was kind of a little bit about myself. Growing up, I suffered from eczema on my arms and like my neck a little bit, and it was primarily due to my diet, but that's what kind of got me into the ingredients of products and what I was using and things like that, because the more natural based I went when I was learning how to heal my eczema, the better my results were. So that's kind of where like my mind started to tweak in regards to products, and or having organic things that I'm putting on my skin. And so into the massage world, and I was experiencing the things that I was mentioning about the oil and the cream. I was like, well, maybe I can kind of make something that would be beneficial for myself, and my clients. And I had something that I was using for myself that worked for my eczema, but it wasn't the same as Meditate, but it kind of like gave me the inspiration for Meditate, because I created something for myself. So I was like, well, what can I create that I can use for my clients? That one would give me the consistency of the flow that I like during the session, so everything is just seamless, alongside make it feel like butter, like you're being coated in like love and gold, and it's like the vibe. I was like, what is that? And so I kind of just played around with stuff, and Meditate was born. The name came about because of what I wanted my clients to feel. I wanted my clients to feel calm, and like they were I'm sorry, my stand here is being a little funny. I wanted my clients to feel calm, and like they were in a state of peace and relaxation and meditation, because when your mind, that somebody is calling, but when someone's calling, like it's always when I'm doing something. But when your mind is in the meditative frequency, so much can happen there. And so I wanted that intent to be put in the product, so every time I used it, it had that energy being pushed out. So that's where the name, and my little baby was born.
I'm glad you mentioned those things, because we've been talking about starting your own product line, and those are some of the things we talk about, is like, see what your clients want, see what you want, what's out in the market. So you did that. You for stuff that was in the market that really wasn't working, or not what you wanted and what you wanted for your clients, and you were able to, create that. And then as your client, I do feel that. So I know, because I know what you're talking about, because you do feel and I'm actually wearing Meditate right now.
Yes.
I was like, it's so fit.
I love it.
I was like, gotta wear it. But I do understand that what you're trying to portray for your clients. I do
Awesome.
I do feel that. So I, the intention, and I see it. So Reese asked, how long did it take you to launch? How long was the testing process? That's a good question.
So I have everything written down. So I don't want to date it because I have it written down, so I don't want to misspeak. But the testing process, So I have slight OCD. I'm a slight perfectionist, and that can kind of be a blessing and a curse. So I kind of held on to it for a while before I even realized it was from my client. So I had it for like 2 months where I was just like trying to get the consistency together, what I wanted it to look like, because some of the ingredients, like the one of the main ingredients is shea butter, and you can do like white shea butter or the yellow shea butter, and I'm like, do I want white? So I was playing with what I wanted, and I'm really big on connecting with spirit, so I kind of prayed about it and meditated on it. And so I sat with it for 2 months in creation and just perfecting what I wanted the butter to be. And then from there, launch. And in that time frame of the 2 months, I was doing the butter, I was doing the labels, the jarring. And this was the first go around. This is a completely different jar from my first go around. My first go around, it was, yes, you have my first one. Yes, it's in a clear jar, glass jar with a gold lid. This one's completely different. So I was playing with that too. And at that time I was broke, guys. So I think I had like $100, if that, right? And I think I spent maybe like 80 on the products and the jars, like on everything. So um you don't have to have a lot. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know.
I'm glad
No,
for that
just
because
do
you
it.
don't have
And
to have
that's
a
what I
lot to
did.
start.
And I went to Hobby Lobby for my jars. Like that was the first go around. The first batch of jars was from Hobby Lobby. And I was like, okay. But I had it for 2 months, kind of just babying it and figuring out what I wanted it to be. And then the launch was really with my clients. I just started using it in my sessions. And that was my response. So that was like my trial and error, my surveys, my what could be different kind of testing phase on people. I like guinea pig my clients. And once I got that feedback that everyone loved it, then that's when I kind of put it on my market, on my website, on my Instagram and things like that. I wanted the feedback from live people because I'm massaging you. So, you know, you're going to let me know how I feel. And sometimes I would forget to ask, and then my clients would be like, what did you use? Or what was that smell? Or, and I'm like, okay, we're good. You know, and then I talk about it a little bit, and then I was like reassurance for me, like, okay, they like it. um,
Remember it
yeah,
when you use it, I was like, what is she using? Because
yes,
this
yes,
smells so good. So
yes.
yeah,
I hope that answers her question.
that yeah. I'm glad you said that about like the $100 because we always talk about like you don't have to have a lot of money to
Start. My
start. Just
mom always
start,
tells
you
me
know.
start
And
where you are with what you have and what you can do. Go from there. And she always tells me that. I'm like, all right,
mm-hmm.
well, this is what we got. This is where we are. This is what we gonna do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, so you kind of answered that. What inspired you? You talked about meditating. I want to talk about, and I've been wanting to talk about this, or every time I have a guest on, I ask this. And the reason I ask this is because um, I think it's important to hear about
Mm-hmm.
other people's hurdles that they've overcome. That way, when people have fears and
Yeah.
stuff, they know that someone else has been through things. So, what hurdles have did you have to overcome with getting your product out, or hurdles that you've had with having a
It
product?
feels good or not. Self doubt. My own mind, myself, I think was the biggest hurdle and obstacle over anything was myself and my mind, because I'm thinking of everything all the time as best I can from as many different obstacles. So there's so many different factors that can pierce that from my own mind. Like, well, why would someone buy my cream when they can go to Bath and Body Works or you know get Jergens from Walmart kind of thing? And then like so getting myself out of that self-limiting mental loop and doubt and
Mm-hmm.
fear, and not like, okay, I'm just not going to think that anymore. Not like that. But why do I feel like this? Why am I doubting myself? Why am I literally aborting my child before I give birth to it? So really sitting with myself and my thoughts was key, because when you change and you can hone in on your mental state, everything else follows after that. Everything starts in your mind. And when I was having like just different things being triggered, um, it did something for my life because it made me realize where I was limiting myself and blaming someone else. And with my product, there's no one to blame because it's me, you know? So it made me think like, wow, okay. So like, it kind of like helped me shift gears. So my mind was the biggest about that. My mind was the biggest hurdle. And then another hurdle was having to like not pay attention to the numbers, like trusting my process and believing in the product and not looking for something to change overnight. Not, well, why isn't anyone asking? Why doesn't anyone, you know, like not that. Also, again, another mental. Yes, for no serious, because
Validate.
that's it's big. You're like, okay, well, it must not be good because nobody's buying it this week. But did I do enough marketing? Did I organically talk about it? You know, what was I doing to kind of show people that they needed it in a way? And then okay, that sales. So a lot of people don't talk about you are a salesman. You know, you think that you just create something and then boom, it's everybody about to get it, girl. We good. I'm about to be rich. No. And don't go into it for that purpose if that's what you're trying to do. Like you really have to love it because I broke even with my first batch. I made profit. Like I've definitely put myself in a position to make sure I was like profiting more than what I input. But I say broke even because what I put into it, what I got, that it didn't measure up. If you get what I mean, in the monetary sense. What measured up was my clients' experiences or the people who bought it and came back or like, oh my God, I need more. Like that was the gratifying payment versus monetary because it was trial and error the first time. You know, my second batches are doing much better than the first go around, but not paying attention to the numbers at first. I had to get over that and trust, you know. And another hurdle I would say was figuring out my price point. Yes.
I'm glad you said that.
Don't not cheating myself, but not wanting to be too expensive. But again, wordplay, my mind, what is expensive? Who is my target ideal client? Who do I want? I can work with everyone, but that's not smart. Everyone's is not for me, and I'm not for everyone. Neither is my business. It's true. Nobody. And when I first started, I was like, nah, I could do, everybody is gonna want it. But when I honed it in on my niche and really looked at who my target client, who my ideal client is, that's when I seen a difference in it selling and pre-orders and all that lovely stuff.
Yeah, I'm so glad you shared. You shared a lot of hurdles that people have. You're the second person who talked about the mind, though, and like saturation of the market. Yeah. Like, oh, it's just saturated. It's just saturated, and I think a lot of people deal with that. I've dealt with it. You know, it is the mind. It's almost like yourself. It's all you.
Yeah,
that's literally stopping you. It's
literally
it's like myself that's stopping me,
and the different things that lie in our subconscious, so we don't even realize is affecting us in our day to day. So it's like when you do something, you know, in our line of work creating, you really get to take a look into your subconscious mind because this came from it, you know, and now I'm giving it to the world, and it's like. Right.
It's like my other question. Well, I saw a question. Let me see. Before I ask where we can get it. Reezy had a question. Did you do the whole branding brainstorm, or did you just start?
Honestly, because now I got to think. Because how it happened for me was in a dream. And sorry if this is gonna sound weird to any of y'all, but I'm very truthful to my path and my journey. But it started in a dream. I was like in the middle of this like oasis, right? But it was like a tropical forest, and like the ground was kind of warm and vibrating in a way, and my hands were doing the same thing as like the floor, and I was rubbing somebody, and when I was done rubbing them, everything that they were experiencing prior to that changed. And I was looking at my hands, and I didn't hear it, but like the ground and like my hands, in my mind, it translated to healing hands, right? And so I woke up like, yes. So it was a dream. Healing hands came from a dream, and the logo literally was my hand and the chakra points down the center, and that symbolizes for me balance and holistic health, whole roundedly. On top of the fact that the healing is generating from my hands, it also gave me the ability to kind of put myself in the forefront. But when I get to a certain position where I'm ready to um, expand beyond where I am at this point, I can also DBA to where that brand is already known, but it does not have my face on it. But a healing hands is still universal because there will then be so many different therapists healing by the way of their hands. So it was all praises to the Most High, to my ancestors, to spirit, to my higher self. Cause girl, I was dreaming.
I've heard that someone talk about dreams. I do think, we get inspiration stuff from our dreams, and I really do believe that. There's something else you said that I wanted to oh, the healing hands. I remember you talked about that.
Yeah.
Because I asked
Yeah.
you, how did you know, like, things
Yeah.
wrong with me when you were massaging me?
Yeah. Yeah.
My hands
Exactly. I
tell me.
remember that conversation. Because you're like, how did you know? I was like, I don't know, girl. They're my hands. And sometimes when I tell people that, like sometimes they get it, and then sometimes it kind of has to marinate. But I stopped questioning it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had something else I want to say, but I don't know. It went out of my mind. But let us know how you can get your products, about your business. You did say,
Yes.
I like the Healing Hands, the branding, so that way when you have
Yes. Yes.
people, I
Yes.
totally get that. I understand that. But yeah, let people know where they can get Meditate, and then about your business and all that information.
Meditate you can get by going to my Instagram page, Healing Hands by Cam. Yes, it is. Yay, it is. When you go to the link in my bio, it'll take you to my website, and you'll see the product there. You can also DM me if you have any questions, or send like a direct message on the contact page on my website. But all the information to my product is on my website, which is in the link in my bio. Yay. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being sharing. Is there anything you want to share with people who are looking to start their, any last advice you want to give them for those who are trying to start their product line?
Yeah, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Because it's your baby, and it's in your womb. And if you're a man and you don't have a womb, I get it. But it's like when you're carrying a child. No one can feel it kick unless you put their hand to the outside of it, but they can't feel it inside. They can't feel the baby's hiccups. They can't feel the jumps. They can't feel that stuff. So although they may like love your child because like they love you, and like that's an extension. So of course, girl, yeah, do that. But their own things that they feel about themselves are now projecting out to your baby. So that's energy. Energy is real. I don't care what nobody tell you. Energy is real. When you walk into a room and you be like, y'all's talking about me. Or you walk somewhere and you're like, yes, I love this. It feels so good. That's energy. So it's the same when people think illy towards themselves and don't know no better. So that's what they send out to you. So don't tell anyone, and don't tell anyone until like you've done it, and now you're in the stage of being ready to promote it. So it's already done. So that way it's just your energy loving on it, and protecting it and nurturing it. If you have sound counsel, people who you can trust, who you know by their fruit in their life that you can trust their judgment, speak to them, but don't necessarily ask for advice, because it's your product. So you know what you're looking for it to do. So trust that and create it first. And then the only way like you'll know how to tweak it is once it's in the world in a way. But when you kind of talk in the creation stage, it may never happen.
That is, I have people who, I'm actually thinking of a massage therapist who was talking to me because I helped her get her product line. But she's like, don't tell anyone. Because I was like, oh, she goes, yeah, but don't put my name on it because I'm,
Yeah.
what she said, I'm moving in silence. And I was like, I totally
it's important, just until you feel like you're ready to, because we'll subconsciously know that, like when you're speaking with someone and you're excited and you want to share and you feel the hesitancy, but then you share anyways, like that's kind of your spirit kind of telling you like, just kind of keep it. Yes, just keep it, like divert it, like, oh, I'm so excited because it's a beautiful day, like just change it, like, because it could be like word vomit. You're just so excited, you want to share, but don't do it sometimes. And just trust yourself. Just trust yourself. And just trust yourself. Yeah.
I love that. I love it.
Thank you for having me on the show. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I'm grateful to be here. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something.
Thank you. I will replay right after. I will save it, replay. Then you can find her information. I pinned it, Healing Hands by Cam, below on Instagram, and then you can click link in the bio to grab.
Thank you. Have a beautiful day, guys.
Thank you so much.
Happy healing.